will remain the same.
Gotcha.
And in place of some of those rewards, now it's like, well, what am I going to unlock when I get to Ruba? Ruba was supposed to join.
I already
They're
have
already
Ruba,
here. What
so
do I
what's
do?
gonna happen?
So we, second time through, if you've already earned a reward there, we now have alternate rewards there that you'll be able to get.
Okay.
So
you're still going to be receiving goodies
yes,
along the
yes.
way.
For example, some of those rewards may occasionally be additional Clubbox tokens. So let's say it's something that helps you
get even further.
Yes, it helps you get a bit further.
Wonderful.
And but like I said, all of the costumes, when you hit those, all of the epic monsters, all the decorations, when you hit those again, that wasn't a one-time thing. You'll be able to get those again. So those big top prizes and more of the things that come to the main islands, if you will, all of those are rewardable.
I gotta say, I love the big open Wubbox mouth screen at the back. That sort of opens, that's part of your reward structure as you move through the height meter, that opens, and I'm told on good authority that that's going to be unique, what's displayed every single act.
Yes, that's always going to change. I do believe the idea of the, every time I see it, I'll never forget when the artist first made this.
Yes.
My initial thought was big time Wizard of Oz.
Wait.
Oh yes,
I'm
getting
everything.
5.3.
For 5.3, the island that you choose to host the Clubbox, that's the island that the Clubbox stays for that performance. It's visiting Plant Island. It's doing like a residency.
Exactly.
At Plant
Monster
Island.
World Tour. We've seen it travel between different islands before.
Yes.
It can now travel under its own power, which is very exciting.
It's great. Yes.
And you can see an icon, a little pin on the map to show you which.
In case you're like, which one was it on? Oh, there it is.
I bet the monsters that had to lug it around are pretty happy that they done
Well,
it.
right. Previously it was Air Island Epic Wubbox. We had some Cybops working on it at some point. And of course, the exterior of the Clubbox is much smaller than the interior.
Even though I do take medications, I still experience symptoms of
magical world kind of thing. Same sort of thing here. Because it's not very big. When you see it floating, and we saw it earlier in the showcase, where the Clubbox itself is sort of like floating in place on Plant Island, it's not very big. It's only the size of, I would say, like a Wubbox.
But I mean, look at it next to the castle and whatnot.
That's true. That's true.
Very relative.
That's true. We mess around with a little bit of perspective there in game itself. That's a good point. Hadn't thought of that.
But so at least for the time being, it is going to
So it stays on the island
where it
that
is.
it's hosted, but
like I said, very very soon after a Clubbox event goes, another one will return. You'll be able to put it where you want.
Right.
Now why you may be also wondering, why does it really matter where it goes?
Oh, good point. Yeah,
right?
what's the connection
is it purely cosmetic, which I mean, yes, you do get the
there's
cosmetic.
lots of cool
it's
visual
there,
things going on. Yeah, of course.
But the other nice bonus of the Clubbox is some of the intermediate rewards that you get in your bar. If you look there at the top left, you also earn boosts, and those boosts are specific to the island that
it's hosted on.
yes.
Oh, okay,
so, for instance, if there is a monster that you're chasing after, you're really trying to breed, or if there's a seasonal event going on, the advantageous player.
Yes.
Once again, what have the monster handlers done
here? Yes.
You may want to put that on. If I know Spookticle's coming up, I may want to
put it on Plant Island. If there's a monster that I'm after, because the boosts that I receive in playing through the Clubbox will help me in what I'm doing on Plant Island itself. Now, this connects as well to the idea that we have sort of back-to-back Clubbox events for Pomley Family Band happening here. So the first one of these, you said, will last about 16 days, and we're into that 16-day cycle. But the next one seems like it would be just around the time that a certain magical seasonal event might be kicking off. So for those, a word to the wise, you might want to, the next time that this Clubbox Act begins, think about the island that may be receiving new content as part of a seasonal event. Just something to think about. Just something to think about
Just ponder
for the next time. Just food for thought. Just food for thought. I know that's what I'll be doing.
There's more strategy than I thought in the Clubbox.
Yes. And of course, we wanted to make it, something that players at various points of progression through My Singing Monsters could take advantage of. Because obviously, if you're just starting to play My Singing Monsters, Plant Island is a great one to have the Club Box hosted on. But maybe I am working towards something on Psychic Island or on Fire Oasis or any of those things. The fact that I can choose where the Club Box is going to be hosted, I think is a pretty neat thing. And again, a thematic connection to the Club Box that we've seen depicted in promotional materials in the past.
Yeah. Yes.
Very, very cool.
No, it's, I must say, I say it to the team every day. Every time I would see like a new, animation or the new stage or the new costume or whatever, it was always blowing my mind. And then once we actually got it all in there
fitting
and working
together,
it far exceeded, I think, anything I could have ever hoped for and dreamed of.
Do you want to know when mine was officially blown? When I saw Ruba's flip.
The backflip?
The backflip.
Right. And of course, that's another neat thing about this update in particular.
Yes.
We teased that there would be, things that the Pomely was doing in our not our update showcase, but in our look ahead for February. And so something that the Club Box allows us to do is, of course, have the monsters perform and interact in ways that you can't in sort of regular gameplay. Because, of course, when you place the monster, it's going to do its animations, it's going to idle, it's going to perform. But here in the Club Box, you can actually see them, interact and do things. One of the things that's sort of bittersweet for me is just that opening pose for the Pomely Family Band. Yes, where Pom Pom and Hula are back to back. It harkens back to a very popular piece of merch that we had many years ago that showed the first two members of the Pomely at that point, because there were only two. Can you believe it? There were only two at that time. Now there are five. Two Pomely members back to back, and I think that's so cool that we got a chance to reflect that exactly full circle. And now something else I wanted to talk about very briefly was the number of performers from act to act, and the number of themes as well.
Yes.
That's going to vary from act to act.
Okay.
So, for example, our next group, and again, you'll see this if you go snooping around in game, is an ensemble of 4 performers. Pomely was 5. The next ensemble is 4. And of course, the other thing that's very neat about the Club Box is the fact that you can have monsters of totally different classes, of totally different stretches of lore, context, universes, dimensions, coming together to perform for the first time.
Do you? I know people can go see. Do you want to just lay it all out on the line of who's coming the next time around?
So that you mean that if I'm watching this update showcase, I have a bit more of a sneak peek of what's coming? Okay, we're going to do a spoiler warning. Spoiler warning, spoiler warning.
Exclusive information.
Yes, if you don't want to know, then just mute us or go la 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 for a little bit. But our next opening act, our second opening act, is going to be Blitherfish. Blitherfish. So Blitherfish was first mentioned in the bio for Epic Ruba back in December as part of our Shadow Islet update. And so that was a fun, neat little way to connect those things. It's funny, a member of our community engagement team actually sort of named Blitherfish even I think a little bit before we were figuring out what this next act was going to be, and then it just sort of came together so beautifully that was going to happen. So within Monster and the Charlie, are we good? Whoa! Monster and the Charlie, what have you put up on the screen? It's a giveaway code. So again, what do you have here? You have sneak peeks about Blitherfish being the next act, and also you have this giveaway code, which is "Welcome to the Club Box." Which, if you read it out, you're first going, "Huh? What am I looking at here?" But yes, if you go to redeem.mysingingmonsters.com, you can punch this in. Punch in your, I think it's BBBID stuff, and this code, and you can receive, if I'm not mistaken, is it 10?
I believe it's
10 Club Box tickets, which is a pretty good value.
Yep,
pretty good value. And again, there's a little bit of a reward for having tuned in and learned a little bit more about the update today in version 5.3. So, a couple of final housekeeping items that I wanted to touch on before we sort of wrap it up here on the 5.3 update showcase is Auto Tuna, the lyrical legendary, inspired by our friend T-Pain. I know some folks were going like, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? All I can see is him, whatever, the fish, managing the Clubbox. Will there be an opportunity in the future to, collect this monster, hear it perform? What do you think we're doing here, guys? Of course. It will be our first major headlining act of the Clubbox a little bit later this spring, after we've done Palmley Family Band and Blitherfish and having folks sort of acclimated to how that's going to work. But yes, it was mentioned in our press release that went out last week that yes, Autotuna will be headlining an act of its own in the future and potentially expanding its reach elsewhere into the monster world. Another thing I wanted to mention as well is, just like DJ Epic is the stage name for Hula, Autotuna is also a stage name. It's actually not the monster species name. So that has yet to be revealed. So that's kind of cool. So that'll be another thing for members of the Handler Helper community to look forward to and to ponder in the future when this monster makes its official grand debut a little later in 2026.
Okay.
But it is coming.
It is coming. Yes, we can confirm that as well. I know folks were there going like, here, now, give me. But yes, don't worry.
We didn't bring T-Pain over here just to put him in the
well,
back room.
of course. And I gotta say, of course, we have heard the song that the act that this new special act will be performing. It is, I love it. It's one of my favorites. Of course, I love the Palmley Family Band's song.
Yes, that one cannot get stuck in my head.
It's very catchy. I think folks will love the Blitherfish song as well.
Yep,
very neat, big opportunity for us to sort of expand into different genres and styles of music that we haven't previously done. So that'll be very cool. But yes, this song that is going to be part of Autotuna's headlining Clubbox act is going to be, it's one of my favorite things we've ever made. I love it. What do you got, Marshall?
One of the things I'm very interested in, and obviously you said it earlier, with Clubbox we have the opportunity that anyone can come anywhere.
You can have performers from anywhere in the monster world.
I think that's like my most favorite part.
Yeah, one of the things I'm very excited to see over the coming days, weeks, months, if you will, is all of the casting
Fan acts?
Who might sound good. It's like, oh, we never thought that this would be possible. Now if we got these together, and what the genre might be, and like, just I can't wait to see all of those. I'm sure there'll be many fun TikToks and whatnot, all of that.
So another thing that I want to I'll spoil it a little. And again, spoiler alert, is that another thing, of course, that we're excited that the Clubbox can do is bring monsters that were previously single island exclusives and give them new songs to perform. Specifically, there's a group that I know people have been clamoring for to be expanded into other parts of the monster world for a long time, and I can confirm that Wublins figure into both Blitherfish and also in Autotuna's act. So in the lead up to version 5.3, a lot of folks were looking at our loading screen during Season of Love, Crescendo Moon, taking a look at the Clubbox ticket and theorizing, okay, could this be related to Wublins? Wouldn't it be great if Wublins could come to more islands? And so I think that this is like a match made in the higher plane where, you will be able to see Wublins perform and, of course, by extension, get costumes.
Well, and I was also going to say, man, does this mean that I'm just going to be able to get a Wublin by getting through the Clubbox?
What an interesting question, Monster Handler Mike. So you're asking, as part of the reward structure of future hype meters in future acts, can I just, get a Wublin? Bypass zapping? Is that what you're saying?
That is what
That's what you're proposing?
That's what I'm saying.
So, very exciting stuff. So, one more quick piece of housekeeping I wanted to mention as well. Something that snuck its way into version 5.3 is much has been said so far of the loss of seconds.
I know.
The loss of
we lost the
in certain timers. Yes, those precious seconds. So, I can confirm, as the update went live, that yes, that was a little issue that snuck its way in. Don't worry. We are going to be restoring that in future version of My Seeing Monsters because we know that having the seconds displayed is helpful, especially for those weird, quirky times that several epics have, and it helps folks know that they have successfully bred the monster that they are looking to breed. So don't worry, that was just a little.
I mean, I care about my cat and
it'll be
stuff.
back. It was not. We were so excited. We had lots. Believe me, we've been working on this for a very long time, and yeah, like a long time. You know, this
some fish at the river
is obviously very exciting for us. It's been great to sort of collaborate with him working on this sort of thing, and we've been testing it for a long time. This was happening at the same time as Paranormal Carnival and Shadow Island.
Yeah.
We've been working on this for a long time, getting the systems working nicely.
A lot of it was figuring out
the design.
Well, I mean, like going behind the scenes, and that's why it's nice to be here sometimes.
Yeah.
Is like so much of the development and all this was we wanted to make it so that they could interact in ways that they can't, and so it was figuring out how that you'd think it'd be simple, like the monsters like go in front of you.
Right.
A lot more things happen behind the hood. And so
the
like
Pommely is so active.
Yes.
Right? Like they're flipping around doing stuff, so very neat.
Yes, and so it was something that we were working on for a long time.
I didn't see the MSM thing on my stuff, so oh, there it is. Click bro screen watch for him because he hates being watched. And avoid him. Avoid his train, bitch ass.
Let's just say for now you didn't. Unfortunately, there won't be anything new today, so I hope you're not disappointed or anything. There's really not much to talk about. I mean, did you hear the news about the CEO and how he's going to buy another Freddy Fazbear's location? I heard it might not work out, but if it does, that'd be pretty cool, right? Anyways, if you want to do overtime, just give me a call. Goodbye.
No! Misclick. Terrible misclick. A terrible misclick! Shut up! Oh my god.
Well, night 5. This is it, buddy. Unless you want to do overtime. But let's just say for now you don't. Unfortunately, there won't be anything new today, so I hope you're not disappointed or anything. There's really not much to talk about.
2 jump scares or 3.
Did you hear the news about the CEO and how he's going to buy
From
another
Mr. Pipe Man.
location?
Mr.
I
Pipe
heard it
Man.
might not work out, but if it does, that'd be pretty cool, right? Anyways,
Let's go. Oh no.
if you want to do overtime, just give me a
Guy looking like a transformer. I'm getting its clever together. Oh! Ooh. Chugga chugga choo choo, son of a... Ha! Ho ho ho! Train! Ho! Ha! In the circle. Whoa. Oh. He goes in a circle. Ow is right, you sus. You sus. Go. Boom. Ah. Oh. Oh. The train. Oh my god. I was gonna see Broken Bonnie and Transformer Man. Okay. So, you are Lockjaw, you are Chica, and you are Freddy. Freddy's nuts. Freddy's none sees 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 Okay. Why do I just annoy Dragonfire for the fucking sake of it? Shoot. Timmy?